welcome back to Cannabis Corner.
That's us.
Well,
in this corner we have a grand champion, Canada Supreme.
And then if you look into this other corner, you will see the one, the only, the impeached Nixon.
I'm not a crook.
All right, Nixon, that's enough. All right, Nixon versus Cannabis. Who will win the epic rap battles of history? Fight!
My name is Nixon.
Cannabis, what do you have to say about this?
My name's Canada.
Cannabis, we talked about this.
No.
You're changing your name.
No.
Whether you like it or not, we own you.
No.
You signed a contract.
You signed along the dotted line.
I-
You stole the fizzy lifting drinks.
But I represent.
You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. Good day, sir.
But
I said good day. So anyway, we're gonna be wrapping up this game now. This is the
Patrick.
final episode.
I don't want it to end.
good riddance.
Whoa.
Rob has strong feelings about this game.
This is. I will say that I think that mechanically, this is a bad game.
Yeah, that's probably.
I think a lot of people would agree with you,
Which is amazing considering how they're remaking it and people are pumped as hell.
right? I think those are the people who haven't actually played it in 10 years.
Yeah. They're blinded by nostalgia goggles and they're like, wow, that was such a good game. I always loved it. It was so nice.
We were, yes.
blinded by
I
it for
wasn't.
So I still love this game, but I definitely, oh my gosh, yeah, I see the faults.
And now that we don't need to worry about it, let's go to Mr. Krabs and pay up some cash. Hopefully we have enough to last us all the...
Hopefully. How many do we have from Mr. Krabs, Eddie?
I think we'll have enough.
Let's hope so.
I forget how much exactly you need, but we'll find out.
I'm guessing there's like a solid 100, so I don't know.
Do you want to trade
4,000?
for a golden?
Do we have that?
Yeah, 4,000.
So what is next going to be 5,000?
I guess so. 45. He just goes up by 500 every
Oh,
time.
let's check.
So,
Yeah, he's just going up by 500 each time.
All right, awesome. Yeah, we should definitely make
We
that.
definitely have enough.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on how much we have.
We're already 93% done with this game. We're just like collecting in that final little 10%.
Yeah, give us the money.
you want to trade
5,000.
for a golden spatula? That's quality craftsmanship.
I guess this is coming slightly at the expense of us unlocking the movie theater, but all that is there is just like concept art for the game.
Yeah, we
So it's
really
not
don't
like-
need to see that.
It doesn't really count towards our 100% completion anyway.
Do you want to trade shiny objects for a golden spatula?
No.
That's quality
Wow,
craftsmanship.
wow, wow, wow. Classic Mr. Krabs would only exploit what we need to get his money.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure we're going
He's
to
like
take it.
money bags from Spyro.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate money bags.
My favorite bit was the part during Spyro 3 where you literally chase him down, you beat him up, and take the money he took from you.
when I replayed Spider 3 on the remastered edition.
I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, the last one that he's gonna give us. Like this next one.
Let's hope so.
Let's see, how much do we... If we go down the list... Yeah, this is gonna be the
Is
last
it?
one.
Alright, nice.
Well, there's one.
75 foul.
Shiny
I
objects
think there's one missing though. Like,
that's quality craftsmanship.
Oh yeah, there's an extra spatula that we get before the boss battle.
oh,
But we've got 97. We're
Right.
practically...
we're almost done.
We thought we wouldn't 100% it, but look at this.
Look
We've
at us.
100%
Yeah,
in this game.
we
We did
didn't
it.
intend on 100%ing
Do
it.
me the hugest favor. Just look at the spatulas real quick. Yeah.
That's
So-
the one, but that's
Oh, that's the
in-
one. Okay.
That's the one in the chum bucket.
Oh, I see. Before we go through the final
Before we go into
doors.
the
Right.
final doors,
All
'cause
right.
There's the chum bucket and then there's the chum bucket labs.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Yes.
Nice.
We are doing this.
Here we go.
Alright, here we go.
Through these doors.
Time to enter into the chum bucket.
Time to end this.
Final stages.
Time to end this.
So yeah, it's up. I remember now. It's up on the vents.
Yeah, it is.
Your event.
What's here?
Next end.
TV.
Breaking news.
Authorities have confirmed that the robots running amok through Bikini Bottom are indeed coming from the chum bucket. Yes, right where you're standing.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
that was an awkward pause.
Best known for the creation of robots whose sole purpose is to cause mayhem and destruction, has denied any involvement. And then stomp on your children!
Wait.
Stomp on your children's children!
Wait.
A Bikini Bottom news flash.
Newsflash. Thank you.
Oh, I like how the only people eating here are,
Explosive cheekies.
well, that's what happens when you eat the Plankton's food.
Yeah. Is that a statement? Is this McDonald's?
1% evil,
McDonald's.
99% hot gas.
Plankton.
Is that McDonald's?
Are you McDonald's? There it is.
Let's little hop. All right.
Alrighty.
That was it. Now, all we have left.
That's all that's it. And that means that all that is left here for us to do is just defeat this final boss, which I've never played before in my life.
And when we say we mean you, because SpongeBob is the only one who plays against them.
you just have to watch me do it, which means I should probably sit in the middle, right?
I'm gonna go for it. Yeah.
And you know what, Nick? If you don't like me, why do you hang out with me?
I like you, and I'm just cynical and like to push people close to me away.
Hey, look at that. If you look in the window, you can
really-
actually see the Duplicatron.
Oh, hey, that's actually a really nice little detail, surprisingly from this game.
Whoa, but also you can kind of see where the texture stops.
And they ruined it.
Wait a second.
It makes you think, like, did they actually put that on purpose, or was it just kind of an accident?
Put that much detail in. Oh boy.
Wow.
And there's the abyss.
I guess they were expecting you to only look through this window
Right.
and
Not this
that
window.
one. The one where the graphics suddenly stop.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Okay. And on that confusing note, let's,
Here we go.
Here
Let's
we go.
Dun 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 dun. Oh.
Were you expecting anything else?
No.
I mean, you fought the Sandy robot and the Patrick robot.
Why is Squidward here?
Yeah, why is he here? He has, like, nothing to do with this. If anything, I would expect Squidward to just be at home.
SpongeBob would be the death of me.
Jumpin' jelly beans? A robot SpongeBob.
Maybe he was
I
supposed
just
to
like
be...
to believe that, like, Sandy just kind of dragged Squidward with him.
Why is he here still? He's back. He's returned.
He is the true culprit.
He just can't reach the lever.
Honestly, this whole thing is a bad design. He can't reach the lever. The lever exists in the first place.
Yeah, really. Also, is it just me or did the frame rate change?
Is it just
Now
me?
it's at like 24.
Is it just me, or did Plankton really go very poor on the pixelation of the sign of the Duplicatron?
I forgot to set the switch to obey Plankton. Ugh. But now that Daddy's home, I can fix that! What's wrong now? It should be working! It is working! They're obeying me! I knew I shouldn't have made a copy of myself, but I'm just so cute!
Man, you're really dumb today, Plankton.
Right?
You've been screwing up everything.
You made a bunch of robots, but you can't even control them.
But seriously, like, what is up with the frames? It's like moving.
I do see what you're saying, though. Like, the motion blur is, like, a lot more.
Yeah, what is going on?
Is it just for the cutscene?
Yeah, because, like, now it's back to 30.
A gauntlet of ever-increasing ferocity!
Oh!
Gotta be quicker than that.
Ooh.
Gotta move like a Sonic swoo.
Like a Sonic
Like
swoop.
that Sonic. Oh, geez.
What is your
Just-
what is your major malfunction? Okay, forget this.
That works too.
I'm gonna pop your pimples. Woo.
Yeah, that's actually really gross. when you
Aim
think
for the
about it.
nose.
Ah, you got no nose.
You got no. You got.
Oh, hi. I guess you're here now.
That's cheating. This is a fight between
It's
A
unfair,
and B,
man.
so you can see yourself out.
What are you, 5?
What are you, A or B? No, so you can see yourself out.
You know, my parents used to use that against me, and I would always look at them and be like, "Are you serious?"
Are you triggered now?
My dad just used to yell at me about how I was a failure.
Oh.
Am I supposed to hit him?
No, he's just. I don't think so, at least. I think he just kind of does this. Maybe
It
you're
looks
supposed to hit
like
him.
he has like a very.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Yep. Wow.
That was clear.
Whoa.
Oh!
Hey, that's not cool.
I did not like seeing his teeth.
Oh, I've seen him either.
I think it's pretty
Jesus.
cute. Ooh, there's a perfect one
Haha!
right there.
Jokes McGrokes.
Beep.
Joke's on you.
Haha, I guess you really push these buttons, am I right?
Nice one. Nice memes.
I'm so smart and clever.
Here, let's go for this.
You as well.
And-
Oh,
You screwed it up.
you messed up, Aaron.
You dadgum messed up.
That one works too.
I am noticing that though. There's like a noticeable frame rate drop in this final boss for some reason.
I think the texture's a little different too. Like the colors or something are a little off.
Yeah, there's
It
something.
could just be me.
No. I think there's something up.
Oh, it moved.
I guess that one has to actually be done through the bubble thing. But then like he moves his like hand away immediately when you do it. So
Yeah.
Big for a direct attack like that.
He
What?
wants your buns.
it's just too big.
Thank you, fish head,
Oh.
for your
Like SpongeBob
your
has
commentary.
an opportunity here.
Oh.
Why?
Close yet.
What
so
is
far.
going on with this?
I think you have to anticipate it.
Oh, maybe it's just I do have to actually just hit him from. Oh, hi, Plankton.
The place that says nah.
Also, why is the fish head here?
Right? Why is anything happening?
Like, here's what I don't understand. The fish head at least made sense, like, in the Poseidon, because they treated it like a wrestling match.
Yeah.
But then he just keeps showing up. And it's like,
It's
why?
like in every boss fight, he's like, oh hey, something I can commentate. Or maybe he's just following you and like seeing if he can like use this as like a promotion.
A promotion for what?
You know, to promote
himself.
himself. He's like, hey, I can commentate anything. Look at this. We're
Yeah.
giant robots.
He's trying to burst into the whole esports. Like,
Is he
scene.
Jack and
Yeah.
Is he Jack and Johnson?
Yeah, he is Jack and Johnson.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Words can
The
hurt.
wor-
That's a bit of a cerebral attack right there. Who came up with that one?
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
Words will definitely kill me.
chains
Yeah.
and whips excite me.
Whoa.
Wait.
Karate, yeah.
There you go.
All right.
I guess
Then
so.
he's going to do his
Wee.
karate chop.
Wee.
And then he's going to do his hand thingy.
I'm gonna
Dig
do
his
this.
Poke him.
Poke him in the holes.
Phrasing.
Did they just like run out of ideas?
I honestly think. Well, the thing is that there was supposed to be, according to a Did You Know Gaming video I saw, there was supposed to be another portion of this boss fight where you would play as Patrick, and the SpongeBob robot would get the inflatable like muscle arms. Anchor arms like that.
Anchor arms.
And like
I get it.
and
It's a
Patrick would have to like throw fruit at it in order to get it to
That's interesting.
blow up, but then they just again didn't have time to put it in the game.
Right. That's kind of disappointing. I always was disappointed that like you only play as SpongeBob in the final boss. Like it's just like the entire game you switch between the three characters. SpongeBob being the main one, of course, but still like not even having the option of playing with the other two.
Like, okay, so it's gonna have to be that I attack him from there, right?
I think you just have to anticipate it.
Right. Oh, there you go.
Oh, now you wait.
You just gotta be quick about it.
He's so close to death.
So is Jacob.
So am I, yeah. Nope.
Oh, I don't know how you did not get hit.
I don't know either.
That was a
He
close
just
call.
said just shooting his little boom booms.
Oh, I don't know how that worked, but it did.
Hey, you can just take it when you can. All right, last one.
Karate.
All right, 2 more hits.
Nani.
1 more hit.
One more hit.
Or should I say the Fishanity?
No, you shouldn't. Oh.
Doozy.
I know, Jacob.
Well, I mean, think of it this way, though. At least there's challenge here. Oh, we're back
good.
here again.
Yay, challenge.
I mean, would you want the final episode of this show to be anticlimactic?
I guess that's fair.
I mean, it's super anticlimactic, isn't it?
No, I mean, it's a giant robot fight. I mean, I don't know what more you want.
I want Gundams. Where are my Gundams?
What is a robot? What does a SpongeBob give?
Give me the
robot
Gundam.
fight?
Shut up, Nick.
I care about you, Fish.
That's why I said no one cares about you.
Oh, ow. That hurt. Yeah, unleash your inner Dual Bob.
Me hoy me noy.
There he is. That's just great.
Hip hop, hoppa baba hoppa.
That would be a fun level that they could do. Is like a Doodle Bob level. Like,
They
where
did a
everything's-
Doodle Bob sequel at some point.
Did they?
Yeah.
I do not.
Again, this is in the newer years when Hillenberg came back, and all the writers from the first 3 years were like, "Yay, he's back." Well,
We'll come back too.
yeah.
It's like, wow, we have all of these very interesting characters that we could totally use, but we just haven't used them.
They did a whole episode on the guy who's behind the "my leg" meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Why? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm trying to commentate
You
while
actually
also.
didn't get hurt doing that.
I didn't. With somehow.
Wait, really?
I don't. Yeah. I don't understand.
I have to work out all my reflex.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's some tight windows.
Some real tight windows. Okay.
Okay, that's 4. Wow, it's so nice.
Has an opening, but will he
Oh!
Mother.
For Jacob.
You got a second chance.
And then-
Second chances are for weirdos. Oh!
What is the timing on him? It's like the last 2 of this. I can't figure out the timing on it.
I'm actually curious about what's going on, behind the eyes of Robot SpongeBob.
Really?
Just nothing.
think-
It's just hollow.
You think there's some grand thought illusion
No, I
happening
thought
there?
I saw some little tech junk in it, but
He is a robot.
yeah,
I mean, you would have to have tech junk, right?
yeah. I just want to know what it looks like.
Ah, joke's on you. You thought you could stop me, but I stopped you.
I want to know what's behind RoboBob.
All right, there you go. You get 2 hits that time.
I am gunning
Rip.
for...
Nice
I see what you mean,
too.
though. It's sometimes it seems like he waits longer than others. I'm not sure if it's just... I don't know.
I'm telling
What? He wasn't even on top of a platform.
I'm telling you, it's about anticipating the movement.
It is, though. You're not wrong. If you see him about to do it, you have to just aim for it immediately.
Yeah, like that.
Yep.
There's another opportunity for
There you go.
You don't say, Fishman.
Wow. You're.
At least you're getting the hang of it.
winning.
Yeah, kinda. Man, you're right, though, Rob. His eyes are transparent at this point.
Yeah. I want to know what's going on behind it.
I wanna know. Can you show me? I wanna know what about the strangers like
Dude,
me.
Phil Collins didn't have to go that hard for that movie. But
He did
it.
that for us.
He did it for us.
Peter Gabriel's better.
Listen.
Peter Gabriel gave us Down to Earth from Wall-E,
I
man.
know.
And
I
that
know,
song is a jam, just like the rest of Peter Gabriel's stuff is a jam.
I know, but we're talking about Tarzan and Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, he's a gem in himself.
Oh, Jesus. Shut up. Shut up, Fish Magoo.
Phil Collins is more liked in America than he is in England, and I kind of agree with the English.
I really enjoyed what he did with the soundtrack, and that's why Tarzan remains one of my favorite Disney movies.
I'll give him credit for, and I said this in the Spider-Man series too, I will give him credit for In the Air Tonight, because that is a drum jam for all drum jams.
Oh, yeah.
And it defined the sound of records throughout the next 10 years. Mind you, he only arrived at that drum sound after working with his former Genesis bandmate, Peter Gabriel, on Peter Gabriel's album.
Right.
So, this is where I'm very much also, Selling England by the Pound is one of the best albums of the 70s. Also, that should have totally hit you.
Oh my god.
And you are just not accepting. What the?
Oh my
god! Enter into
There
my
we
dungeon.
go.
Okay, there.
For some reason, this reminded me of this, but so the newest God of War game. So I played it a bunch, as has Nick.
Yeah.
And one of the things I noticed is that after a certain point in the game, while I was out exploring, trying to 100% it, there comes a point where Mimir just runs out of dialogue.
Yeah, and it's just silence.
Yeah, it's just awkward silence, and it just becomes deafening at a point.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there wondering,
At that point, I was wishing he would like recycled some stories. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, tell me that one story again. And it's like, oh, which one?
Yeah,
How
that
about the
would
one
have been a
about?
nice thing to do.
Yeah. Instead of just like nothing. Because I do remember reaching that point, especially when you're trying to get into overworld, and you're just trying to get all the like, little tidbits around the islands and stuff. And like, it's just nothing's going on, and just like at that point, it's like, okay, you could have recycled some stuff.
You really could have. Like,
'Cause
you
at that
could-
point, you had so much material to work with. And I'm sure, like,
you
no
could have
writing.
Atreus just be like, hey, can you tell me the story about blah, 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 blah?
Again, yeah, or something.
That was a doozy.
But they didn't do that. Instead, it was just like awkward silence as you're going around. I'm like, all right, this is getting kind of like, you know, awkward. Which, I mean, they probably, I feel like they probably picked that up.
Yeah.
Santa Monica probably was like, okay, maybe it's a little awkward in the like late games, and maybe we'll fix this later.
Hey,
So,
granted, that was very late game. Like at that point,
yeah.
you've been playing the game a lot.
at that point, you've already beaten the storyline. You've beaten the main storyline. You're just like pretty far ahead, because this was at the point where I was just hunting down the Odin's Ravens.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my god, those were a pain.
They were.
Because especially since like they were so hard to like find in the first place. Even like if I was following a video like playthrough,
Yeah.
it was still kind of hard for me to find exactly where they were.
Yeah.
And then there's one I remember specifically. It was around Thor's statue that fell, and it was like circling around the island, and it's such a hit. Nice.
Nice.
99%.
Nice.
But wait, there's a part 2.
Part 2.
Part two, part two, part two, part two, part two.
Part 2.
What's the part 2?
No! You don'ts are destroying my beautiful bride! We were supposed to get married next week!
Gross. Does that mean Plankton has a thing for SpongeBob?
At least Roboplankton does.
Is this a canon?
Oh.
I think that.
Also, I don't think this is how it works.
So this would have been a bit that Patrick would have played, but
Yeah.
they just didn't have time to program it.
Which is really depressing. But so
There was also supposed to be like a Robo Squidward.
that would be funny. That would be fun.
That would be hilarious.
And you can finally get the, see inside the head. Rob, you get your wish.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the wish you wanted, but you get
It's
it.
the wish you have.
Oh, yay. Hooray. Everybody's happy.
You had one wish in your life, and this is the
Whoa.
only one that's going to be
Yeah,
good.
Spooky smoke.
this is the only thing that I ever hoped for in my life. Wow, this is much larger on the inside.
Yeah.
it is.
Time Lord logic?
I was going to say, I think they kind of like mess with the actual size. a
I also
little bit.
like how for the final part of this is like it's not really much of a boss fight. It's just like here's a couple more enemies to take out. Mm-hmm. Like the big boss fight is already over.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a little side bit.
Also, you suck.
Yeah,
And you're-
this guy's a butt.
Like what the heck is going? Like he always moves right out of like range. I've never liked aiming with the bubble missile anyway, so it's like this is just accentuating problems.
Yeah, you always have to anticipate where he's going to go next. Even then, it's rough.
Should I say the fishanity?
Shut up. Keep talking, keep talking. We need to use this footage.
Okay. Well, you see, we got Roboplankton being a whole butt poopy face. And
Is that the best you can come up with?
Rob,
Is
I
that
don't see
literally
you
all
trying
you can
anything
do?
here.
All right, no.
At this point,
You know what I see? I see a little stain over here. I'm sorry for the swearing. I know Jacob's gonna have to blur it, beep it out, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, well-
At least mine was censored,
All
so we
right,
can
all right,
actually
all
use
right.
it.
You see that little poop? He's a little piece of poop. He's like that little wiggly little bit of turd.
Oh my
that you
God!
Just can't squeeze
Now you're just
off.
being disgusting.
No, you just can't squeeze it off, and you're like, oh man, I just want it. So you like shake a little bit and you try to get it off, but it won't come off. And so you're just like trying to get rid of it, and that's what he is. You're just that's all he's been doing. That's all he's been doing this entire boss fight. Just being that little attached wiggly piece of poop that you just can't get rid of, and it's the worst.
Are you done yet?
Wow.
Why was
what,
it
you
not
just don't-
like? I guess that's what I had to do. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Yay.
See what I mean? Let's see what I mean. I am right.
He's more like a cold, common cold, where you think it's over, but then it comes back. And you're like, what?
Ah!
I thought I killed you.
He literally just like swerved right out of the way.
He has employed countermeasures.
Worst kind of AI is an adaptive AI.
This one isn't even adaptive though. It's just random. This is not like wise AI. This is like just here. I'm gonna.
I don't know. He seems pretty smart. He's been able to outwit you so far.
Oof.
I don't
That
know.
was all you. That was all you that time.
Yeah, it really was. All right.
Get him.
But yeah, I remember this part. It's just annoying. Like SpongeBob has his moments, but at this point, you're just like, okay, I beat your stupid robot. This is just
This is
enough.
just overkill.
I've been saying this a
dumb-
lot recently, but it's like at this point, it's just obnoxious.
They're
you
just
know?
trying to pad their time. Oh,
They are.
boy.
It's a total padding, and it's obvious total padding.
Right. At least with the other robots, it's like, okay, you got the health bar down, boom, it's over, you're done.
Yeah, it's done,
Congrats.
you're good.
But it's like, no, you have to beat the robot from the inside now. Now I get it, it is the final boss, and it has to be a little bit more challenging than the other two. But at the same time, like, one is too much, you know?
So I'll talk about this because it just popped up on my phone. And I don't think I ever talked about it on the show before, but I'll talk about it now. So I finally built myself a Tinder account,
Oh.
and man, is this depressing.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
It feels like it's.
So at this point, don't even use the bubble bowl, because it's just so broken as you can plainly see.
yeah, it's
Just
not
use
even.
the
That
bubble
ain't
missile.
having.
It's really
I
pathetic.
ain't having this.
Yeah.
Just go away.
It's kind of funny. It's like, oh, hey, you can use the bubble bowl again. It's like, why would I
Oh,
want
she's
to?
back. Oh, God.
But like the thing is that with the whole Tinder thing is that after a while I like it was okay maybe like day 1 or day 2 or whatever. Oh, now that was easy.
Yeah.
Like it was like okay, so I'm just using this. I don't really know what I'm doing. By the time I'm like on like week 2 or whatever, I feel like man, this is like shopping for humans.
Yeah.
And it becomes like odd. There's a weird disconnect with it because then suddenly it's less like, oh, here's another human being in the world, and more it's like you're in a grocery store and you're shopping for meat. And it's like,
I mean,
That's a surprisingly accurate description.
well, because it was like after a while I was just like, what am I even doing? I feel like so disconnected from like other humans at this point now, because there's no.
well, the thing with me is that when I actually used it, which was like about a month or 2, I'd say at most, it's just like, you just see the same thing over and over again, and there's really no like actual connection being made.
There really isn't.
You know? And like, I'm not sure about any other dating apps. I just used this one because it was free and like,
Yeah.
it was popular, especially at the time of college and stuff like that. And it's just like, you don't do anything, you know? Like, you swipe left or right, you might get a connection, you might respond back, and it's like, but that's a, you know,
It's a stretch.
it's a stretch.
So I'm gonna have a really unpopular opinion right here.
Yeah, go ahead. And
So-
if it's something I disagree with, I'll just cut it.
But the thing that I noticed is
Alright,
like,
so what you gotta do is you gotta send the bubble.
I actually
yeah,
know.
okay.
I watched the playthrough of this.
Yeah, as a kid, this always tripped me up a lot because I like was very confused. So you had to hit Robot
Is he
Plankton.
just gonna? Okay, so he's still.
He saves.
what was that?
So what you gotta do is it's all about timing. You have to hit him.
Oh my
and then
god! I got
while
one hit. I
he's-
got one hit. I got one hit. I got one hit. I know what to
Do you
do.
have
Okay.
to
But
redo this whole thing?
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like if
Okay.
you lose here, you have to repeat the entire process.
That's the worst.
And so yeah, there's one tiny little
yeah,
thing,
that.
and boom.
Oh,
Okay.
Now you have to quickly jump on the trampoline, and get away from him,
Yeah, really.
and you have to do it again.
No!
But will he get the drop?
What do you think?
wait. Oh.
Yeah. No, like there's no.
I took him out too. I like
Yeah.
took him out, and then he killed me.
There's no health. There's no checkpoints. This is it.
This is an exercise in tedium.
This is the worst thing. Whose idea was this?
So I mean,
I like at least one pair of underpants somewhere along here. You know, like just like hey, you know, like here's like a little pick me up.
well, I didn't even
I
hit
was
you,
about to say.
but I did, and I don't care anymore. I don't
yeah.
care
It
anymore.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore.
At this point, you just got
Nothing really matters anyone can see, nothing really matters.
Jacob, are you okay?
It's Jacob's turn to break. Yay!
It's break time.
Get it?
I wish it was break time.
It's not really a break.
It's just a breaking of the soul and the spirit. But which will break first, the flesh or the spirit?
The spirit.
The spirit.
Absolutely, the spirit. This is a soul-crushing game. Or at least
Okay,
part
whatever.
of the game.
The body is willing, but the mind is weak.
So, minus the obvious, Dark Souls, what is the hardest, most obnoxious game you've played?
the hardest, most obnoxious game.
But that's not Dark Souls, because that's obvious.
Well, I've never
go-to.
played Dark Souls anyway.
That's more for Rob.
Yeah.
Or Bloodborne.
No,
Or Sekiro.
Bloodborne was not obnoxious. Sekiro was not obnoxious. Dark Souls, I wouldn't even consider as obnoxious.
Not really obnoxious, just challenging, like where you really had to put in the time and effort to actually be able to play it.
Huh. That's a curious question. That is a very curious question. I'm just sort of leafing in my head through all of the games that I've played.
Right. Because the one I had in my mind was The Evil Within. Now, obviously, if you play on the easier levels, like easier modes, it's not that hard. You know, you can just run through it pretty quickly. Even though you have some parts here and there that are kind of challenging and makes you work for it. But I played it on its hardest difficulty, and my god, it is just awful. Because the AI gets super smart. You really have no time. You have to know what you are doing to be able to get through it. Now, granted, I love the game. I think it's a really, really good game. Oh my goodness.
Jacob's just losing it.
That's DeMarzales.
But that's just one of those games I always go back to. It's like, that was a hard... I was proud of myself for being able to finish it.
Just away with you.
Like, stop it. Stop it.
So, thinking on it a little bit, I think Halo 1 on the higher difficulties.
Yeah, really, any Halo game on a Legendary is really hard.
It's ruthless.
It really is.
I guess I'll say that as well. My answer would be like most first-person shooter games.
Yeah.
Like, just they are the ones that annoy me the most.
Because
like
everything
in difficulty.
everything does
sense.
way too much damage.
And you don't do enough.
Oh my!
Bye. You want to take a break, Jacob?
No, I don't. I want to get this done, and then we can break forever.
We'll be free. Set us free, Jacob.
End it.
I saw a meme today. It was Keanu Reeves. It was from oh crap, what's the Monty Python movie?
Holy Grail?
No, the other one.
Life of Brian.
Life of Brian. And he's like, I'm not the Messiah. It was Keanu Reeves as Brian, and it was like, he is the true Messiah. In all of Reddit.
Only the true Messiah denies his divinity.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny. It's like, stop. It's all of Reddit. It's like, he is the true Messiah.
I just watched that again the other day.
It's a super fun film.
It is great.
God.
I'm so glad George Harrison financed it.
Yeah. And I wasn't surprised, but I didn't know this, but I was reading an article or something, I don't remember what it was, but it was basically like a lot of religious groups were trying to ban it from theaters
Oh, yeah.
when it came out.
Did you ever see the there's footage that's on YouTube of a talk show that John Cleese and Michael Palin went on in '79, and they were like debating with like a local bishop and like the head of one of the big like censor entertainment groups in England.
Yeah.
And debating about the merits of Life of Brian.
It's like, just a fun
what
comedy
was interesting though is that if you watch that debate, the members of Monty Python come off as smarter than the people who are supposed to be saying why it's blasphemous.
I mean,
It's
I don't mean to throw shade on religion, but most religion is based off hundreds of years old books that really have no proof of writing or who actually made it.
I'll have to show you this debate. It's really cool. Actually.
Yeah, definitely.
You
But
both would get a kick out of it.
it's just like, I don't know why that came. Oh yeah, because you saved us, Jacob. Save us from freedom. It made me think of that meme.
One of the whole things about like just us as a group is that like organized religion just.
I don't really want to get into religion talk.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it
no,
makes good commentary.
But like, it's just
it's in one of the episodes already, anyway.
Yeah,
it provides a bit of perspective on where we're coming from whenever we say some things like this. Because like, well, it's very easy to fall into one of those traps where you just get sort of caught in the blind faith sort of logic loops.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm not going to get too far into it, but it's like, it's one of those things you got to consider that like, hey, you can be religious. That's okay. That's cool. If that works for you, that's good. But you can't forsake all reason doing it.
Right.
That's just not. It's.
I mean, and there's people who have their own experiences, and it provides them with solace and contentedness. And you know what? That's great.
That's good.
If you get something out of if you get something out of spirituality or a belief in a higher power, then honestly, all power to you. Right, like, everyone has their, belief systems and every system. If it leads to people doing good things, then
right,
it's
that's
not bad.
It's the idea
Our collective issue is more in when it becomes sort of an organized, like, political force, I would say, probably.
Yeah. It basically turns into a lobby group.
It becomes like something where people are now saying, well, it's not enough that we have our belief and it gives us contentment, but we must now dictate how others are meant to live their lives, which isn't really the point.
That's not the point. That never was the point.
The point
it was all about community.
There's a video Alicia showed me I would say about a week ago now. It was a gay rights group, peacefully protesting, and there is this religious group that came in and protested against the gay protesters, and he was like holding signs like relieve your sin, like he can like forsake your sin or whatever, whatever sign, and he was like yelling at this group, and the group just simply started singing. It's like remember us for who we were or something like that, and that's all they did. They did not acknowledge the religious protesters at all. They just started singing in this unison group. It's a really awesome video. It's like shows like we won't even acknowledge your presence, and he was like screaming in their faces, holding the sign.
I honestly,
they just kept singing.
This honestly moves beyond like religion and stuff like that. But something that always strikes me is that I always think to myself, isn't it like taxing to live your life filled with like hatred or contempt of other groups of people?
I was going to say I have enough.
It's like I can get why people get resentful of like people in their lives who like do them wrong at different points in life, but like that's the one thing I've never. Maybe this is me being very naive, but like that whole bit of like prejudice of race, of religion, of gender identity, of sexuality, of all that thing. I'm like.
What's it doing to you?
Yeah.
Who has the time?
Like, really, like, does it really affect you that much?
Yeah, like, I mean, people are allowed to live their lives.
Yeah,
and I would just, it's like one of those things, like, doesn't it, like, take a toll on your, like, mental health?
Right, it's got to make you more cynical.
It has to be, like, doing bad stuff to you.
Right, like you said, it must be terribly taxing.
Because it's frustrating for me enough to, like, know that there are people in my life who, like, I have, like, I have, like, sort of beef with. Because there are people in my life who I'm like, okay, I don't hang out with this person anymore because they did something to me in the past that I'm like, I don't really want to be around you anymore.
Right.
But I'm like, it takes hell out of me just to do that, let alone to then, like, start dictating, like, this whole entire group of human beings who just want to be happy and be accepted for who they are.
Right.
Like, God, that has to be so taxing on someone to be like that. Hey!
God.
Ah! Speaking of taxing.
Yeah, what about that gas prices, guys?
Stop. Go away.
That's it.
Show's over, we're done.
Oh.
He can fly to the heavens, to the mechanical soul of the beast.
Oh God, this is
Alexa, play Freebird.
I'm hurting just watching this. I'm starting to lose it just watching this.
I was gonna say, it's frustrating for us too, just like, it's never ending.
Painful.
And there's times where you actually like do something or...
I was so close too.
Yeah,
I was
exactly,
so close.
like when you think you hit him, but you didn't actually hit him, it's like, oh, come on, game. Like,
But even then, like, there was a moment in time where I was, like, literally only one, like 2 seconds away from being done.
right, all you had to do was throw a darn bubble missile.
And then they, like, killed me off screen. That's the thing, is that, so it's like you have to use the bubble missile here.
Yes.
But the enemies can still attack you while you're sitting around waiting for the bubble missile to hit its target.
Right, so you have to get super, like, precise. You gotta know when to throw the bubble missile, where you're throwing it to, and do it quickly. Or else, you know, you're going to get smacked.
Which is easier said than done.
Right.
Because there's delays on the controls.
And, you know, the perception is never easy, and the controls are wonky.
There we go.
It's never a good time.
Yeah, we were so close. We're so, like, if I think on that for any longer, I'll be really sad.
Yeah, just
like,
don't think about it. Just focus on what
we
you're
were
doing.
so
There's
close.
a portion of it to consider in the fact that this is an old game, so the controls naturally aren't as crisp.
Right, yeah, the controller, there's like, what, 20 years, almost 20 years of progression from when this game was made.
Well, like
Yeah.
15.
Now you can
Right.
have like super precise controls and like
You know, that's always amazed me. Think of like how little time video games have actually been around and how far they've come so quickly.
They've been around, like, I think, since the
Collective 30.
1970, I think.
I would say 70, like with Pac-Man, I think. I'm going to start with
Pac-Man was 1980.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
talking about computer space. I'm talking about Pong. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Pong.
Like-
Even then, like in just a span of less than 50 years,
almost 50 years now.
Yeah.
1970 was
Yeah,
computer
we're
space.
we're going from Pong to entire virtual
Like-
universe.
right? Like think about Cyberpunk 2077. Just the demos themselves are so detailed and so like full of
Quit
life.
attacking me off screen. It's bull.
It blows my mind a little bit just thinking of how far we've come.
So recently, me and my mom were getting into watching Mad Men.
Oh yeah.
Without giving away anything in the plot, there's like it essentially the show takes place over the course of the 60s, and in later seasons, like the ad agency that the main characters work at, like they install a computer. And in order to do that, they like have to completely like remove everything from the break room and turn it into the computer.
Oh yeah, I was about to say it takes up a room.
Yeah, and my mom was like, "They need all that for a computer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they do."
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "Well," I'm like, "Mom, it wasn't like a Macintosh, right? They had like tape machines running to get it to work."
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Intimidation Game?
No.
Or no, it was Imitation Game.
Oh, I know
It was,
what movie you're talking about.
Yeah, it was. Historically, accuracy, it's not the best reference, but it gives you a good idea of what it was like. It was about the guy who first created the computer to
that was-
decrypt the Nazi code.
That was Benedict Cumberbatch was in that, right?
Yeah, yep.
Cumberbund.
And as always, he does a really great job. I really enjoy him and his work. It was a really good movie. It really makes you appreciate, like, holy crap, like, this was a new thing. And it really goes to show, like, something that's now, like, computers are used for everything. But it really started with, like, war. All technology leads back to war. Like,
Oh yeah.
the only reason humanity progresses any further
I don't know why.
is
I don't know why, but I did.
is so they can better kill other people.
Yeah.
Which really is kind of depressing.
I know, like, you would think that technology would be created for some more wholesome. I just want to get rid of him. I want to get rid of him now. So let's try.
No.
Just go for it. Just go for it, trampoline.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeet.
And then I'm gonna have to do this anyway because then he's gonna like immediately teleport. Yeah.
Okay. You got this.
Oh. Oh.
Alright.
So there once was a boy named Jim, and
Yes.
Go, 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 go! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Come on, Jacob. Come on,
he
Jacob.
loved to eat potato
Sail target.
skins.
Yes!
Favorite-
No!
Alright, careful, he's going to come back.
Potato skins were his favorite fruit, and he ate them for breakfast, lunch, and second breakfast. But
Got
one
this.
day, Jim ran out of potato skins, and he wanted to eat something different for a change. So he went down to the store and got himself a coupon.
Okay.
Because he had a coupon
There
shopper's
you go.
card.
No.
And that coupon shopper's card stated that he got one free set of name brand generic Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
And with
There you
those
go.
Pop-Tarts, he took them home and he threw it into the toaster oven.
Hang on. Keep going.
So with that toaster oven, he tried to cook up those Pop-Tarts, but the Pop-Tarts, he realized that the oven wasn't actually plugged in. And there actually wasn't an outlet anywhere in the kitchen, which was very bizarre, because he could have swore that there was one that morning. So he went looking around for another outlet somewhere in his house, and he discovered that all of his power outlets had been replaced with pictures of puppy dogs. Why there were pictures of puppy dogs, he did not know, so he went on an adventure to the Bahamas to find out who took his power outlets and replaced them with puppy dogs.
Alright, 2 questions. How old is this guy?
He is
Why won't you just hit? For God's sake!
he is approximately 32.27 years of age from 1940.
Stop moving around like that!
Alright, and the second question. How did he get to the Bahamas? Did he kayak there, take a car, plane?
He actually drove a car plane.
A car plane.
Yeah.
Alright, come on,
Car
Jacob.
plane boat thing. And it was a good time. And he actually...
Wait. Wait, what? No, trampoline!
Trampoline!
What is going on? There's another one?
Is there another one?
Is there?
Oh, no!
So,
Oh my God.
once he got to the Bahamas, he met Salvador Van Francesco VII, his
Seventh?
arch nemesis.
Oh no!
And-
I was thinking.
What is going on with my controller? Why is the controller glitching out? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What's going on?
So he found Pablo Van Francesco, and he said to him, "Hey man, why did you take all of my power outlets?"
Oh, that
and,
fiend.
And Pablo said, "Because I wanted more power for..."
Yes! Yes! 100%! We're done! We are done! Oh my God!
I just see
I know.
a straight wall of red on the audio feedback.
Oh. How does the story end?
You'll never know.
Oh no!
Leave you in suspense. Cliffhanger!
Oh, it's been canceled!
Cancel culture.
We'll never get season 2.
Man, those spindly arms look really
Spindly
creepy.
Johnny.
SpongeBob, you did it!
Johnny, take them off.
Why does Sandy look so bored that we just succeeded?
She's about as bored as we are playing this game.
That is a shot. Patrick's like, what's going on?
Patrick checked out like
like
30 episodes ago.
Surprised you got that far.
I'll destroy you.
Oh no, he's making more Planktons. Oh no, there's another one. Oh looky.
You want to like maybe shut off that machine?
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
Destroy you plus infinity.
SpongeBob's checked out too.
He is.
Yeah.
He's like bored.
He's done with this. He's like,
Who are you calling stupid? I went to community college. You
The game just wants to die.
Oh yeah? I'll show you.
Are we getting like a special 100% ending?
What
or
does
is that it?
Robot Plankton look like John Hamm?
I don't know who John Hamm is.
I do, and I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
He looks like John Hamm.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
All right, I'm looking this up. Hold up. We're going on.
Like
Looking
the facial structure.
John Hamm. John Fox.
No, not John Fox, John Hamm.
John Hamm.
I thought she was a squirrel.
I'm being punished.
I mean, I kind
Again,
of
why is
barely
Squidward here?
see it.
I see it. He looks like John
I
Hamm.
see it with the facial, with like the cheekbone.
Exactly.
But that's about it.
It's close enough.
It's like one singular feature.
John Hamm is a man. He's a man.
He is a man.
Okay, well, they said that there's more to do, but there isn't because we did
No,
100%.
100%.
So
100%. It's over.
it's over.
Oh my god.
Thoughts on SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Let's start with. Oh wait, no.
Wait, what?
What
Hold
the-
on.
Is this the 100% ending?
I was gonna say, I've never seen this before in my life.
What the? Why? Why do they all sound like children?
Congrats, this is,
Oh, so that's why they coded in like the kitchen area so they could reuse the asset for this scene.
this is your reward for 100% in the game. You're welcome. Relatable.
You said it all, Squidward. Even though the speed at which you were banging your head on there means your neck is probably broken. But
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
That tune looks so scary. Like, "Rrrr."
All right.
Alright, well, this is like the actual, like, ending.
Yeah.
You just
So,
kinda, like,
Yeah.
that was our little 100% special.
Alright.
Oh, joy.
Okay.
Yay.
So, with all that in mind, thoughts on this game? Let's start with Rob.
I personally think I like the story. It's a very SpongeBob worthy story. Mechanically, it is more reminiscent of a dumpster fire in the middle of the ocean that is surrounded by a polluted oil spill. That has also been set on fire by the dumpster fire, in which there's also a clown car of those creepy clowns from 2016. Remember those?
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah, that is an approximation of what it feels like to play this game. However, for nostalgia purposes and for the purpose of like, hey, this is a SpongeBob game, I will say it's an interesting game.
Out of Patrick Limbs, how would you rate this from 1 to 10?
You know, I'm gonna use from 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid 2.
2 Patrick Limbs.
So that's like 1 star out of 5.
Yeah, yeah, I'd give it a 1 out of 5.
Nick?
You know, I grew up with this game, and even though it has its faults, and definitely not all of it is the most fun ever, and some of the humor is a little off, I still think it is a solid game based off a show. You know, like, it's original, it's new, they tried a lot of different things. They really try to bring the world of SpongeBob to life, and they have a lot of references and tie a lot of things back to the original show, which I think is put a lot of effort. You know, like, I think they actually really tried to make this as alive as they could, especially with the probably really short budget and time they had to actually make the game. I think they did a pretty decent job. I'd rate it a 3 out of 5. Patrick Limbs.
Okay, so that's like a 6 out of 10. Alright, and as for me, I can see why. I do, like Nick, I grew up with this game, and it was when I was young, like one of those things where it's like, wow, here's a SpongeBob game, and there's so much to do in it, and it like could last you a long, long time, and you could just play it at your heart's content. It was like one of those things you rush home after school to play. And it was fun in that sense. And mind you, that was in the days when I was a kid. And I will always say this, I don't really view myself as that much of a gamer. So I didn't have too much of a general scale on what is considered good game design or not. Now I can look back and be like, yeah, there's some questionable things in this game. Like that, for instance.
Like,
Why
what
would
was
they?
that?
Why would they
do that?
Why would they clearly build that for you to go into, only to then have you launched out of it? Like, or why are there sometimes just like random things placed with no rhyme or reason? You know, why are the hitboxes so messed up? Why are there so many glitches? Why?
The glitches was, yeah.
Why do the physics not necessarily operate the way that they should? Like, these sort of things are things I'm aware of now, after having grown up and been able to play more things that have better finesse. And I guess that's what I feel this game lacks. It lacks finesse.
It's very awkward.
It's very awkward. It's very much... Well, now I can't get out of this.
Speak
I
of the
would-
devil.
I would like to revise my original.
Oh, there it goes.
I would like to revise my original assessment because I feel like I was a bit too harsh. Strictly looking from a mechanical standpoint. Mechanically, I would definitely give this game a 1 out of 5.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
However, in terms of, yes, the story, the lovability of the characters,
Just the charm of it.
it's a very charming game. I will say that. It's a very charming game. It seems like they did try their best to put the characters and make them into what they would be. Make this a world for them to explore. And if there's one thing I learned from Dark Souls, it's that some of the best video game worlds are worlds where you can actually imagine the story happening. And in terms of that, there's certainly a whole lot of charm. So I think I would probably step this up because of the story. I would probably give it a 5 out of 10.
Alright, so now you've upgraded your rating from 1 star to 2.5.
1 star would strictly be from the mechanics, but from the simple charm and the characters and just how lovable and charming the game is, and maybe a little bit of nostalgia goggles, that brings it up. I certainly would never, ever, 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 ever play it again, and I would not wish for anyone that I know to play it.
Now, mind you, what do you think? So now that it's been confirmed that they are, in fact, remaking this game, and are going to be doing a remaster of it for, like, all the new stuff, what do you think they could improve upon with this game?
Wow.
Like, if we were to say, come back to this at some point in a future date, which I am not saying we will, because what would we have to talk about that we haven't already said here?
Right.
But if we were to revisit this with the rehydrated edition of the game, what is it that you would want to see from them?
I would like for the controls to be more crisp. Very much more crisp. Things like ice and ice, the sponge ball.
I'd say definitely the hitboxes need to be.
Hitboxes absolutely need to be adjusted and changed. One thing I do remember now, given this could still be nostalgia goggles, but for SpongeBob SquarePants movie game, which came out after this, it feels like they really did do well whenever it came to like hitboxes and just how crisp the controls felt.
I do remember that one being a little more crisp.
Yeah,
mechanical wise.
and they definitely could take those improvements and the improvements that have happened since then and put that into this game. If they adjusted the mechanics and the hitboxes in that way, I feel like I can see this game, for me, genuinely being like a 7 out of 10 maybe.
So you think, because I think the big advancement they made, if I'm remembering it correctly, the big advancement they made with the movie game was that, because it was the same engine,
Yeah.
but they, for one thing, instead of it being like here's everything all at once, it was more streamlined in the level design.
Yeah.
Like there was slide levels, there was driving levels. There
Yep.
was platforming levels, and
You always had something fresh.
and you had the challenge sort of tokens you could get,
Yeah.
like the sort of round wave of enemies.
It
or
always
the,
kept you moving forward.
yeah, or the platforming challenges.
It definitely
and that
gave
sort of
you
stuff.
options to, like, if you want to try this new, like, small mini game, you can, but it's not forced on you like this
Yeah.
one kind of does.
Yeah.
To me, this game seems like a collectathon that failed in ways where Spyro and Banjo-Kazooie succeeded. Where Banjo-Kazooie and Spyro, like, felt very much like you were able to play through the game and genuinely enjoy how it feels. Enjoy how it feels to have that controller in your hand and navigating the challenges. Where in this game, honestly, it's the mechanics that kill it. It really is.
It is. It's just like it's one of those things. Like the environment is obviously charming. The characters are already well known, so they have that going for them. And it's the like concept and story behind the game is not bad. It's just it's executed really poorly.
Yeah, and honestly, that could just be the fault of the fact that this was still fairly new technology.
It's fairly new, and all sources point to this being kind of rushed out the door as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
So-
hey, we don't, like, cut a lot of corners, make a lot of shortcuts, just get it done. So,
I mean, given my little brother owns this game and he's played it a ton, I imagine he enjoys it very much so.
Has he seen you with this yet?
No.
you should let them.
I'll tell him about it.
Well,
Anyway, I think that
This-
there's only so much more we can talk about the mechanics that are
Yeah.
bad in the game.
yeah, I think
I think we should wrap it up.
I agree. Oh, and we should also not forget too. I guess maybe this is like I'll cut this, but we started this playthrough as like in tribute to Steve Hillenburg, and now we could end this by putting it in tribute to Tim Conway, who voiced Barnacle Boy.
Yeah.
Because he passed away while we were playing this game.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say, to both of those great men and artists, we thank you so much, so much for bringing such joy and enthusiasm to our childhoods. I remember me and my brothers loved SpongeBob. Even my dad, who right now is like 49 years old, almost 50, he still quotes SpongeBob. He at the time when we were kids, he was almost in his 30s, he would sit down and watch it with us. I know a lot of parents really bonded with their kids over SpongeBob, just how charming and smart and funny and truly enjoyable the show actually was. And I really think it speaks wonders.
In a lot of ways,
Finally.
SpongeBob was kind of the voice of a generation, and all the artists now given can. For as much as we can say that we appreciate them, we know they're not going to hear it. We hope that they're going to hear it wherever they are, somewhere in the great big universe.
L.A. But
The dead ones.
oh, the dead one.
Mostly, yeah. But really anyone who has helped, at least in the early years, or maybe even later years of SpongeBob. we
Yeah,
thank you.
like everyone who is a part of this cast, like
All these people scrolling by on screen.
we enjoy your work. We love your work for the most part. And we just want to thank you for making our childhoods a little bit brighter.
Well, there you go. Thus ends the longest series of this show, and I guess probably is it the longest series on all of Serenade Caffeine?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it is.
Okay,
If we
so
actually ever finished, I think it's the first one we actually finished on the channel. No, Hoonie Pop. We finished. No, we didn't even finish Hoonie Pop. Doki Doki. We finished Doki Doki.
Yes,
we
we did
finished
finish
Doki
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 Doki.
Literature Club, and I finished Sly 1.
All right, so this
But
is the
this
third
is the
game
third
we
one
finished.
we finished, but like
We
I
finish
think this
games
is the
sometimes.
longest. I think this is the longest one we've ever done.
Oh yeah.
So, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I don't know what the next game is going to be to fill up the slot here. Or I think it'll probably end up being Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I'm definitely playing that at some point. But anyway, if you like what you see, be sure to hit the subscribe button, ding the bell to be notified about when new videos come out, smash the like button, share the video with your friends. On the screen you'll see more episodes of the Gaming Weekend and more episodes of Serenade Caffeine, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Love you.